Hi, this is Dr. Todd Stone, and welcome to an office introduction video that I have titled Finding Your Why, which has to do with the process that we go through where we're trying to actually diagnose the cause of your problems and therefore reveal the solutions. So here we go. This is just a little bit of information about myself. I won't spend too much. Board qualified in functional neurology, postdoctoral certification in functional diagnostic medicine, integrated natural medicine and applied kinesiology, and author of the new book, When Did Natural Become the Alternative? And we're going to be talking about some of the key concepts in that book as we go through diagnosing the process, diagnosing the cause of whatever condition you're dealing with through the protocols that we use. So your genes, idiots, and expectations. And I tell this story in my book also. When I was in graduate school, I wanted to be the best physician that I could be, so I picked up the Burke Manual of Medicine, which is like a reference manual for all conditions. You know, it's like 1,700 pages long or something to that. And so I started right at the beginning, and it's like condition XYZ. And over and over and over and over again, when I got to this section entitled Etiology, which means what causes the problem, how did this begin, why do you have it, that's what etiology means. It kept saying unknown. It's probably your genetics. And much later, just in the last several years, I've become aware of a field of science called epigenetics, and that is the science of what causes your genes to choose their genetic expression. So we all have genes, no doubt, but what causes that to choose, what causes our genetics to choose a bad scenario? Because we, in the same family, we might have somebody who remains healthy and somebody who doesn't. So what would be the difference? And there's also kind of an interesting study in epigenetics that shows that adopted children of completely different genetic pool have the same disease traits as they age as the family that they were adopted into. So epigenetics is it's kind of the environment, So this is who you are, genetics, and where you live, what you do, what you think, that kind of thing. A lot of conditions are labeled idiopathic, and that's the idiots up here. I'm not trying to be mean. It's an actual term called idiopathic, which means this condition is making an idiot out of us. And just another way of saying, I'm not sure what's going on here. And again, that was another term that I saw over and over again in the Merck manual. So I posed the question in my book, why do we give so much credibility to a field of science that admittedly doesn't know what's going on? They admittedly say etiology unknown, idiopathic condition. It's probably genetics. We don't know. Let's test some medications to see what might block the symptoms that you're having. And this is the system that we give all our trust to. And I pose the question that maybe the trust shouldn't be there, and I think that is shifting. There is a trend where people are looking more and more to different approaches. Alternative, is the term, and there's my question: when did natural become the alternative? So I look at the diagnostic process as just questions and answers. So we run a test, and it's like asking a question about the inside of your body, about that internal environment. And it's just a question, So if we find the answer to that question is, something is actually out of balance, not regulated very well, then it solves our problem. We have the answer to what is going on. And, the field that I have studied scientifically provides the protocol, the course of actions that you take to, once you have the answer, like, okay, your immune system is shifted towards this direction, here's what you do. And there's a lot of research behind that as well. And then expectations as well. You know, if you don't have, if there's causes unknown and you blame it on your genetics, you blame it on your parents, what's your expectations? Okay, I'll take this drug for the rest of my life. I hope I live. You know, if you find the answer to the question, why are you suffering? What is the cause of this problem? The expectations can be completely different. And that's the fun part of functional medicine is we get to solve some problems that don't get solved in other fields. So we have a diagnostic algorithm when we go into, and I'm going to talk about how we do the chemistry or the metabolic processing in this video. So an algorithm is basically a set of rules for solving a problem in a finite number of steps. Finding the greatest common divisor, that one thing that is the trigger, and then all the things that, you know, are adaptations or effects of that common divisor, that common trigger. And this is the process we go through.